Welcome to the Explainer. So, you've got a game-changing AI project, but now you have to convince the board. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to do that. And here's a spoiler. It's not really about the tech. It's all about trust. All right, let's get right into it. Picture the boardroom. Every single executive is caught in this tug of war. On one side, you've got this massive FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. They see competitors just blasting off with AI productivity, and they're terrified of being left in the dust. But then, on the other side, you've got what we can call FOG, the fear of governance. It's this cloud of uncertainty around all those scary black box risks, the legal nightmares, and the very real chance of things going horribly wrong. So how do you deal with that? Well, that's the puzzle we're here to solve. You have to realize your goal isn't to wow them with technical jargon. No, it's all about making them confident that you can handle this thing, that you can govern it. Think of yourself as their guide. Your job is to lead them straight through that fog and show them the massive opportunity waiting on the other side. Okay, section 1. First things first, you've got to get inside their heads. You have to understand the world a board member lives in. Their biggest responsibility, this thing called fiduciary duty of care, has totally changed. AI, it's not just another line item for the IT department anymore. It's now front and center, a massive piece of corporate governance. And this is serious stuff. We're talking landmark legal cases here. Because of these, directors know they can be held personally liable if they don't have systems in place to monitor huge risks. And guess what's at the very top of that risk list today? Yep, AI. So get this, when you pitch your project, you're not just asking for money, you're actually handing them a way to do their job and fulfill their legal duty. That changes everything. All right, section 2. So how do you actually do this? Well, it all starts with the words you choose. So many people make a fatal mistake right here. They either talk way over the board's head with tech speak, or they dumb it down so much it's insulting. The sweet spot? You need to become a translator. Your job is to take these complex AI ideas and map them onto business concepts they've known their entire careers. Okay, perfect example. Let's take a term like model drift. If you say that to a director, their eyes are going to glaze over. It means absolutely nothing to them. It sounds like some tiny, unimportant tech glitch. You have to reframe it. You've got to put it in the language of money, the language they speak fluently every single day.
And boom, there it is. This is the exact mindset shift you need. It's not a technical glitch, it's asset impairment. See what happened there? All of a sudden, you're not talking about code anymore. You're talking about protecting the company's assets, you're speaking their language, you're discussing an intangible asset right there on the balance sheet that is literally losing its value and needs money, maintenance capital, to fix it.
This right here, this is basically your secret decoder ring. Think of it as your translation guide. I mean, look at this. On the left, you've got the tech speak, something like hallucination. What does that become in the boardroom? Operational risk or liability. Inference cost. That's not some abstract cloud bill. No, that's your COGS, your cost of goods sold. Every time the AI does something, it costs money. And my favorite? Agentic AI. That's not just fancy software. It's delegated authority. You're giving software the power to make decisions, and that needs the same kind of limits you'd put on any employee. Okay, on to section 3. Now that you've got the language down, you need the right structure for your pitch. And here's the golden rule. Do not bury the lead. The absolute best pitches, the ones the top consulting firms use, follow something called the pyramid principle. What's that mean? Simple. You start with the answer first. And here's that structure. This 4-step framework is literally pulled from successful multi-million-dollar pitches. It's all about clarity. First, step 1, the ask. Tell them what you want and how much it costs, right up front. Step 2, tell a story. A classic rise, fall, rise narrative works wonders. Here's the amazing opportunity, the rise, but here's the big problem holding us back, the fall, and hey, this project is how we get back on top, the final rise. Then, step 3, back it all up with a solid economic model. And finally, step 4, tackle the risks head on and show them you have a plan. Section 4, let's be real. Boards are naturally conservative, right? The status quo always feels safer. Your job, your most important job, is to completely shatter that illusion. You have to prove to them, with cold, hard data, that in this new age of AI, doing nothing is the single riskiest move they can make. Standing still is the most expensive and maybe even fatal decision on the table. And you can't just wave your hands and say, we'll fall behind. No, you have to put a number on it. You have to quantify the cost of doing nothing. A slide like this is powerful. You're not just talking about some vague threat. You're saying, we have $15 million of market share at risk over the next 2 years. Suddenly, that threat becomes very, very real. It's not an efficiency problem anymore. It's a survival problem. And just like that, your project goes from a nice to have to an, oh my God, we need this yesterday. And while we're talking about money, you have to lift the conversation up a level. Move beyond a simple ROI. Everyone talks about return on investment. You need to talk about TVO, total value of ownership. You see, ROI is tactical. It's short-term. It's about how many jobs can we cut. TVO is strategic. It's about the bigger picture. It shows you're not just thinking about cutting costs, you're thinking about building a powerful new engine for the company, one that creates future opportunities and makes the whole business stronger.
Okay, our last section, number 5. This is it. This is where the magic happens. This is where you build real, genuine trust. It all comes down to proving with actual, concrete evidence that you know how to control the powerful thing you're asking to unleash.
And you start by making the risk real. Something like the EU AI Act isn't some far-off suggestion. It's the law. And it has teeth, big ones. We're talking about a potential fine of up to 7% of global annual turnover. You put a number like that on the screen, a number that could be in the hundreds of millions or even billions, and I promise you, you will have every single person's complete and undivided attention.
Now, someone in that room is going to ask you the million-dollar question. It might even be a bit dramatic, but they'll ask it. Do we have a kill switch? What happens if this thing goes rogue? Can we pull the plug? And your answer has to be an immediate, confident yes. Not a we think so. It has to be yes, and here's the exact protocol we will follow.
But it's more sophisticated than just a simple on-off switch, right? The real key is showing them you have a smart, nuanced plan for human oversight. For the really big, high-stakes decisions, you need a human in the loop. The AI proposes, but a human must approve before anything happens. For less critical stuff, maybe a human on the loop is better. The AI does its thing, but a human is watching and can step in. Showing them you've thought this through proves you have mature, responsible governance. You're not just blindly trusting the tech. And you've got to show them you're thinking about the future too. As these AI systems get more and more autonomous, you need to bring up this idea of identity-first governance. And the best way to explain it is this. We're going to treat these AI agents like they're digital employees. Think about that. Each one gets a unique ID, they get specific job roles, access permissions, even spending limits. Why? So you have a perfect, unbroken audit trail for every single thing they do. So let's bring it all home. When you follow this playbook, your whole pitch just transforms. You're no longer walking in asking for a budget for a new piece of software. It's not a tech request anymore. It's a proposal to build a whole new corporate capability. You're asking a bigger question. Are we just buying a tool, or are we going to build the future of this company together? You're inviting them to be your partner in writing that next chapter.